Hi friends, welcome back to my training series. I hope you're doing well and I hope you're hanging in there. I had a pretty good week of training this last week, mixed with some occasional signs of not feeling too well, but mostly it was pretty good. Let's get into this week's training. On Monday I had a rest day, and then on Tuesday my running assignment was 75 minutes of easy running with some playful strides. I started out really early in the morning and I was actually done before sunrise, so I didn't shoot any video. I felt pretty strong during this run though, and my breathing also felt good. But I forgot to do the strides until just as I was finishing, so I finished them up around the parking lot. In 79 minutes, I ran 6.3 miles with 670 feet of gain. And then after work, I did my weekly yoga session over Zoom. On Wednesday, I was assigned 60 minutes of easy running. I did my usual easy neighborhood road loop, and it felt great. I finished the 6.1 mile loop in 58 minutes, which is 3 minutes faster than last week. On Thursday, my assignment was a strength workout and LT intervals with 4 times 8 minutes hard and 4 minutes easy. These intervals were hard. I felt out of gas after the second hard one and gave myself a couple brief walks in there. I ran for a total of 88 minutes and did 7.4 miles with 1,073 feet of gain. I was also supposed to do strength training on Thursday, but I wasn't able to do it when I got home from my run, and then the rest of the day ended up being too busy for me to do it later. On Friday, I was assigned 40 minutes of either rowing or easy running. I chose 40 minutes of running and ran an easy 3.9 mile road loop. And then later in the day, Friday, I wasn't feeling very great. I was kind of diarrhea-y. On Saturday, I was assigned a 6-hour endurance run with the goal to get some vert with the time on feet. I didn't end up shooting any video during this run. It was dumping rain and I was miserable. I wasn't feeling great anyway, and trudging in the terrible weather made me really sad. So after 2 hours, I decided to go home. I felt a bit nauseous back at home, and I felt bad about giving up on the workout and cutting it short, but it was just a crappy morning. In the 2 hours and 7 minutes I was out, I did 7 miles with almost 1,500 feet of gain. Finally, on Sunday, I was assigned a 3-hour run. My gutty works were generally feeling better on Sunday, and thankfully the weather was better. I was still soaked by the end of the run though. I'm a heavy sweater. Is it possible that I'm sweating even more lately? In 3 hours I finished 11.6 miles with 2,400 feet of gain. Overall it was a mostly good week. I didn't always feel good, and I am disappointed about my long run. I finished the week running 9 hours and 34 minutes for a total of 42.3 miles. Alright, I did receive a couple questions this week. First, Mike asks about the tattoos on my right arm. Thanks a lot for asking, Mike. This has been a fun project that I started a few years ago, and I'm absolutely loving it. Just about every 100 and 200 miler that I've run, plus some other special runs, I've taken the GPX file from my watch and turned it into an image that the tattoo artist can put onto my arm. And it's just a really fun way to remember my adventures. When I was at the finish line of Cocodona this year, Jamil Curry asked me about it, and there's a reel on the Cocodona 250 Instagram that I have linked in the description below. Danny is getting ready for his first 200 and asks what people do about their watches during a watch charge while resting. Stop the watch or continue to let it run? Danny, let it run. I have seen some runners come into an aid station and stop their watch, so some people do it, but I don't do that. I let my watch run because I want to have one activity that represents the entire run, start at the beginning and stop at the end. And the watch will continue to record while you charge it. However, my first experience charging my watch during my first 200 at Moab 240 ended up stopping my watch, and I hated it. So I want to make sure I tell you that there is the possibility that something could go wrong. When I had got to an aid station and slept, we connected my watch to one of the rental car's USB ports. And we didn't realize it at the time, but the watch went into a mode called media transfer mode because the watch thought it had connected to a computer, and that stopped the recording. So for the rest of that event, I couldn't look at my watch and see what mile I was along the course because I had to restart the watch, and now my watch only knew the mileage from, I think it was mile 120 where I had stopped it. So I had that inaccuracy the whole time, and plus it just frustrated me. What we've done ever since then is make sure that we charge the watch from a battery power source, and we never connect them to rental cars anymore. No more car USB ports. Okay, well, that's it for the questions this week. If you have a question you'd like me to talk about in next week's video, please leave it in the comments below. And a big thank you to all of you who are channel members. I really appreciate all your monthly support of the channel. And if you're not a channel member and are interested, I put a link in the description below. All right, I hope you all have a really great week this week. I'll talk to you next week.